the secrets of Earth's climate zones and their populations. First things first, let's talk about the building blocks of climate, temperature and precipitation. These two factors are like the yin and yang of weather, working hand in hand to create the distinct characteristics of each climate zone. Temperature brings the heat or the chill, while precipitation comes in the form of rain, snow, or anything in between. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the main climate zones. Picture yourself in the scorching deserts of the tropics, where the sun is always cranking up the thermostat and rainfall is scarcer than a snowflake in the Sahara. It's like living in a giant oven, but hey, at least you'll never need a sweater. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the polar regions, where temperatures are so low, you might think you've landed on an ice planet from a sci-fi movie. These frigid zones are dominated by glaciers, permafrost, and some seriously tough creatures who've adapted to the extreme cold. If you're a fan of frostbite and penguin parties, the polar regions are the place to be. Let's not forget about the temperate zones, where seasons change like a chameleon's colors. In these regions, you'll experience the full gamut of weather, from blooming springs and sizzling summers to crisp autumns and chilly winters. It's like Mother Nature's way of keeping things fresh and exciting. And then there are the subtropical zones, where the weather is like a never-ending summer vacation. Think warm temperatures, plenty of sunshine, and the occasional tropical storm to keep things interesting. If you're a fan of palm trees, flip-flops, and year-round beach days, the subtropics are calling your name. But here's the really cool part, within each climate zone, there are even more specific subcategories that create their own unique patterns. It's like a Russian nesting doll of weather. For example, in the temperate zones, you might find a Mediterranean climate, with mild, wet winters and hot, dry summers. Or, you could stumble upon a continental climate, with its bitterly cold winters and warm, humid summers. And let's not forget about the impact of elevation on climate. As you climb higher into the mountains, temperatures drop faster than your phone's battery life. This creates distinct climate zones at different altitudes, even within the same region. It's like nature's version of a high-rise apartment building, with each floor having its own unique weather patterns. So, why should we care about all this climate zone stuff? Well, understanding Earth's diverse climates is crucial for everything from agriculture and resource management to planning your next vacation. Knowing what to expect in each zone can help us make informed decisions and appreciate the incredible diversity of our planet's ecosystems. The populations supported by each climate zone vary wildly. You might think that the most populated areas would be the ones with the mildest weather, but that's not always the case. In fact, some of the harshest climates, like the hot deserts and semi-arid regions, are home to close to 1 billion people. It's mind-boggling to think about how humans have adapted to live in such extreme conditions. On the other hand, the vast expanses of the subarctic and tundra regions, which cover huge swaths of land, support comparatively tiny populations. It just goes to show that when it comes to climate and population, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. But get this, the climate zone that takes the crown for the most populated is none other than the humid subtropical. With a whopping 2.2 billion people calling it home, this zone is found on the easterly margins of every continent and is characterized by hot, wet summers and cool winters. From the bustling cities of China and India to the southern United States and parts of South America, the humid subtropical is where it's at in terms of sheer numbers. So, what is it about this climate type that allows it to support such vast populations? It could be the combination of ample rainfall and cooler winters that helps keep tropical diseases at bay. Or maybe it's the diverse range of crops that can be grown in these regions. Whatever the reason, the humid subtropical is like the superhero of climate zones when it comes to population density. As we wrap up our journey through Earth's climate zones and their populations, it's clear that the relationship between weather and human settlement is a complex and fascinating one. From the icy tundras to the sizzling deserts, each climate zone has its own unique challenges and opportunities for life to thrive. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content.